Well, first of all, my name's Jacqueline Haller. I'm British.
I'm Connor Collins. I'm a visual artist from Manchester.
Hi, I'm Rod McIntosh. I'm an artist based in Kent.
My name is Antonella. I live in Brussels.
I'm Pandemonia. I'm an artist from London.
My name is Web Shei. I'm working as architect.
So I'm Alix. I live in London and I work here.
So my name is Sophie Clauert and I'm from Antwerp.
Hi, my name is Michel Rosenfelder. I'm French.
My name is Tim Wilcox. I'm a presenter with BBC News.
I am Sven Getz. I am Flemish Minister of Culture, Media, Youth.
I am Julian Lewis. I live in Brussels.
My name is Abdallah Al Omari. I am a Syrian Bruxellaire.
My name is Stephanie Manasseh. I'm the founder and director of the Accessible Art Fair. I'm originally from Montreal, Canada, and I left Canada about 20 years ago after completing my studies at McGill University. Growing up in Montreal, I was immersed in the arts because my mom is an artist. When I started the art fair 12 years ago, I put together 9 artists, and we attracted over 100 visitors, which we thought was really great. And 12 years later, we're working with a pool of hundreds of artists, and we attract over 5,000 visitors per show. And we also launched in New York in November 2016.
So I've been doing this for quite a long time now, but it's, over the years things have changed. I've started working in different kinds of media. I've essentially trained as a painter, so I'd always did like big colourful pieces, and recently I've been doing a lot of drawing. I think it's a very special fair in that it's not part of a big organisation. It's very much, it's the scale of it I like. So you do get a chance to kind of, as an artist yourself, to go to meet pretty much everyone, have conversations with them, and there's always been something new, and despite that it still remains something, family-like. It's that's what I like.
Because when I discovered this fair, I found really interesting to have the opportunity to present directly my work to the people interested, and have this opportunity to discuss and to present and explain the way I was looking at the different cities. It's a discussion which is supernatural. I mean, people are questioning. They have the willing to understand also what is behind the picture and what is the process and why and how, and it's very natural, and this interaction I really like it.
For me and for everyone, I think art is a way to communicate. It's another way, and the language as well. But some people feel the need to explain it with words, to explain art with words. So it's always about the balance you can find between your creation, your artworks, and the explanation.
Yep, last year I was a guest of honour at the Accessible Art Fair in Brussels, and it was a show that has lots of artists from different parts of Europe, and they're not represented by galleries. It's a show just for artists. And I think that's kind of important, that artists get together and promote their work, because if they don't, no one else will.
My inspiration comes from a desire to live more authentically, to be present in the moment, so that my practice as a painter looked at developing creative and well-being rituals that sort of synergize together. I made an application to the Accessible Art Fair 2 years ago to participate in the 10th anniversary event. For me, it was a tremendous success. It enabled me to really challenge myself to get a collection of work together that in its entirety, or almost entirety, I could show. And as an artist, stepping back and receiving feedback from my work was incredibly powerful.
when you are exposed in a gallery, it's like, okay, you are not present, someone else is exposing your work, you don't have a direct exchange with the audience. In this way, you take also over a part of the work of making people understand the value of your work. So that's important for me. Because it's good that people resonate, but I notice also people is curious. So that's something I'm discovering during the Accessible Art Fair.
The feeling that you create in them when you look at their eyes and you see them happy to see something and questioning themselves. What did this artist wanted to say, to express in this artwork? And that was, one of the great things.
I'm not a specialist myself, but I can see some specific talents that where I see these guys or these women will be in a few years maybe to the top. And so it's nice to create this plethora of artists where you can see the richness of all the talents, the different perspectives. And as you point out, it's also accessible.
What strikes me as interesting is how often art is used as a prism through which people explain traumatic experiences. Somebody like Abdullah Al-Omari, who was exhibiting at the Accessible Art Fair, I think it was just last year, how he had used his experiences as a refugee to actually portray the trauma, the agony, the hardships that he'd undergone in his journey to get to mainland Europe.
At the moment, I have been doing paintings on big, large volume canvases, acrylic and oil on canvas. The recent project I've been working on is called the Vulnerability Series. And I think the art establishment needs to be challenged a little bit from all the time, and it is actually being challenged naturally because art keeps on changing and keeps on offering new ideas and new perspectives. So the conventionality of the art market or the art establishment doesn't really work. So what the art fair does, actually, at Accessible Art Fair, is one step towards that, towards like moving the perspective and getting a bit out of conventional.
As a member of the jury, we get to choose the artists that will be invited to participate during the art fair. It is in fact a quality control. I think you can call it like that, quality control, which normally would be done by a gallery. The advantage of having a jury, the jury is composed of people from very different backgrounds. Me, for example, I come from the background of antiques and old masters, so I have a very different viewpoints on contemporary artworks to be chosen. So it's a huge advantage for an art fair not to be working with art galleries directly, but to be working with a separate jury who will then give the chance to invite certain artists.
I'd start by saying I discovered the Accessible Art Fair about 4 years ago, so the next one will be my 5th chance to attend. And what I like, my first impressions was literally, almost obviously, the accessibility. For the first time in a long time, I found I was actually meeting the artists, and in my case, particularly meeting the photographers, and actually getting to know them and getting to know their process. I have a keen interest in photography, and I was actually able to meet people and understand what they were working on, why, and again, their process.
I think that's what art should be. It's like talking with the public. It's like when I make something, when I make a painting, eventually someday it will go to someone's house, and it's always nice to talk with the people who are buying your artwork. And I think the interaction is crucial, also for me, just to keep on working, because that's where my inspiration comes from. Every artwork is a story, and sometimes they come from buyers, sometimes they come from clients, sometimes they come from a bit everywhere, but they're all stories.
I love the Accessible Art Fair because it was everything I love that galleries didn't have. I hate when I go into a gallery and there's a gallery owner and you say, oh, I love this artist so much, where are they from? And they go, oh, I'm not sure. And you think, oh, I want to know about this artist. And this had everything that was the opposite. You literally walk into a stall and go, oh, that's lovely, where's the artist from? Go, oh, no, I'm the artist, and you can connect with them, you get chat with them, and you can't do that with anyone else. It's so nice for someone to walk up, actually get to know the artist, because I mean, I might go nowhere, I might stay exactly the same level I am now, but I could become someone, and that person shaped my life, and hopefully they were connected to me on a level that you can't get anywhere else.
So my motto has always been to support living artists. They need it the most. We work with artists who still want to have this exposure to the collector, to give insight to the collector, and for the collector to talk to the artist and to mingle and to find out more about the art and the artist.